Hello, and thank you for learning with us today. My name is Jamie Keyzer, and I'm a mental health clinician and educator with over 25 years of experience. This session is presented through Emerald Shore's clinical education and will focus on how we build trust after trauma. Trauma informed care is an approach grounded in understanding the impact of trauma and actively integrating that awareness into clinical practice. This aligns with trauma research from Judith Herman, who identifies safety as the foundation of healing. Trauma informed care begins with three core foundations. First, understand trauma effects. This means recognizing how trauma can shape a person's thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and nervous system responses. Second, acknowledge triggers and responses. In practice, this means noticing what situations, words, or environments might activate fear or stress for the client and understanding how their nervous system responds. And finally, avoid re-traumatizing interactions. This doesn't mean avoiding difficult conversations. It means being mindful of how we engage in them. When someone has experienced trauma, trust isn't given. It's rebuilt slowly through experience. Trauma changes how the nervous system scans for safety. People aren't asking, is this person nice? They're asking, am I safe here? Triggers are experiences that bring up a sense of fear, stress, or danger for a client. What we often see instead are the responses, things like shutting down, irritability, or avoidance. These responses can be easy to misinterpret. They may look like resistance or disengagement, but from a trauma-informed lens, they are actually attempts to stay safe. They're protective responses, ways the nervous system is coping with something that feels overwhelming. So instead of asking, what's wrong, we begin to ask, what might be happening? When we think about trauma-informed care, one of the core goals is to reduce the risk of re-traumatization. That means being mindful of how our interactions, environments, and processes might unintentionally recreate feelings of fear, loss of control, or uncertainty. There isn't one single way to prevent this, but research and practice consistently point to a few key areas we can focus on. Safety is one of the most important. When clients feel physically and emotionally safe, they're more able to engage and build trust. Predictability also plays a big role. When people understand what's happening and what to expect, it reduces uncertainty and helps the nervous system settle. And choice is essential. Trauma often involves a loss of control, so creating space for choice helps restore a sense of agency. These aren't steps or a checklist, but when we intentionally focus on safety, predictability, and choice, we help reduce the likelihood of re-traumatization and create conditions that support healing. Re-traumatization can happen when clients are asked to move too quickly to retell their story before they're ready, or when there isn't clarity about what will happen next. Trauma-informed care instead focuses on creating safety by slowing down, offering choice, and allowing the client to guide the pace of what they share. So once we start thinking about safety, another key piece of that is predictability. Because for many clients, it's not just what we do, it's whether they understand what's happening. The next slide has a list of some questions that help reduce that uncertainty by making the process more clear and predictable. I'll give you a moment to take a look at these. You'll notice these are all really simple questions, but they're actually doing something important. A couple I want to highlight are, would it help to walk through what today might look like? And do you have any questions before we begin? These kinds of questions reduce uncertainty. They help clients not have to guess what's happening or what's expected of them. Inviting questions is especially important. It tells clients they don't have to already understand everything and that we're open to slowing down and explaining. So this isn't just about being consistent. It's about creating shared understanding. And when clients don't have to guess, they can settle, engage, and feel safer in the process. Choice is about restoring a sense of control. For many clients, trauma involves having control taken away, so part of trauma-informed care is intentionally giving that back. In counseling, this shows up in how we work together. Clients have a say in what we focus on, how we approach it, and the pace we move at. We're not pushing ahead. We're working at a speed that feels manageable. Choice also means flexibility. Clients can shift focus, change their mind, or decide not to go into something at all. Even taking a break or ending a session early is part of that. These may seem like small things, but they send a powerful message that the client is in control. And when people feel more in control, they're more able to engage, build trust, and feel safe in the process. At the heart of trauma informed care is a shift in how we understand behavior. Instead of asking, "What's wrong?" we begin to ask, "What happened?" This changes how we see clients and how we respond. It moves us away from judgment and toward understanding, and it brings us back to the question, how can we help this person feel safer? How can we support them in regaining a sense of control? Because when safety and control are present, clients are more able to engage, build trust, and move toward healing. Thank you for taking the time to learn with us today. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to email us at welcome@emeraldshorestherapy.com.